What's going on? This is Minister Gold. I'm going to show you how to make a command for Dead by Daylight. Um, I had someone buy something for my Ko-Fi. They bought my task tracker, and I wanted to make sure that it was set up properly for them. But then once I talked to them, I found out that uh, the reason why they bought it is not what it is used for. So then what they really wanted was a command to set up like basically they have chatters who she can add to the queue to be a killer, and she wants to have them be able to say what kind of killer they can be and find out where they are in the queue. And so I made a couple commands for that. So if you play Dead by Daylight, then this is for you. I do not play Dead by Daylight, so I know nothing about this. But I could tell you, I can show you how the command works. Um, okay, so let me open my file real quick. Okay, so I have 3 people on here for the queue, for Gorpo, for me, for Shiki's Khakis. Okay. And then I have the killer. So Gorpo wants to be the executioner, I want to be the doctor, and Shiki's wants to be the hag. And so if I'm waiting for my turn for Dead by Daylight, I'll type in exclamation point Q, and I'll find out that I am number 2 in the queue. And then I have a turn command, and what that does is it grabs the first line in the queue, and it's basically saying, "Hey, it's your turn now to join." And so then it also updates the queue when that happens. So I'll become like number 2. I'll become number 1 in the queue instead of number 2. So here I'll show you that real quick. I'll go turn. It'll say it's Gorpo's turn to be the executioner. Okay. Now if I check my queue, it will say I am number 1. So I'm next up in the queue. Okay. So that's what we'll be making. Okay. So yeah, if you play Dead by Daylight, you'd find this useful. Feel free to make this along with me. If you want to speed things up and just have the commands ready made, then you could just pay me $2 on Ko-Fi and just update the file paths, which would be I have a text file called Q for the people who are waiting for their turn to join. I have a file called Q Killer, what role they want to play for the killer. Okay. If you find these videos helpful, please leave a like and subscribe for more Mix It Up tutorials. If you'd like to talk with me about Twitch, Mix It Up Gaming, life in general, please follow me at twitch.tv/miniaturegold. Okay, so we are on version 1.3.0.5. Okay. First, I'm going to show you how to make the add command. This is to add a user to the queue. The name of this command is very simple, just add. But if you have other commands with add in it, I would highly advise you call this something more specific, like add killer or add DBD user or something. Okay. So it's up to you what you set the permissions for, but I assume you want to either set it to broadcaster or moderator. I'm not sure if you want your chatters to be able to add themselves to the queue. Maybe you might want to. It's up to you. I have 2 file read and write actions here. So go to the drop down, go to file read and write, add it. Okay, the first one is append to file. So what this is doing is it's adding, whenever you add a user to the file, it adds them to the bottom of the list. Okay. And for the file path, it's this file path, and the name of the file is q.txt. Whatever you want the file path to be, set it to that. And for the text to save, it'll be $arg1 text. So when we add someone to the queue, which I did not show before, if I want to go queue and then we'll say Super Captain Rob, that's the person we're adding. And then we need to add the kind of killer they are. So that'll be the next file, read and write action here. And this will be going to the qkiller.txt file, not the q.txt file. So text to save, $arg2 text. What are some other DBD roles? Let me look it up real quick. The nurse. Okay, sure. So then we go nurse. Oh, by the way, keep in mind, each of these only takes one word. So if you have any multi-word like roles, which I don't really see any unless you put in the in it, then make it like the nurse instead of the space nurse. Otherwise, it'll think the name of the killer is the instead of nurse. Okay? So yeah, only have one word each. Okay, Rob has been added as the nurse, and we should have what we should do also. What I did not do. Oh, also I did the wrong command. It needs to be add. Okay, also what I didn't do is, which I'll do now, is I didn't add a chat message. Let's do that right now. So we'll say chat message, arg1 text just joined the queue as $arg2 text. Okay. Now we don't know what place in line they are, so what we should do also is we should add another file read and write action. We'll add that above the chat message. We'll count the lines in file for the queue. Okay, queue amount, we'll call it. You can call it whatever you want, that's what I'm calling it. You are number queue amount in line. Okay. Okay. Now that we've fixed it or changed it, let's try to add one more user. Let's see. Add mailbox. We'll add them as the clown. Add mailbox clown. Let's just join the queue as clown. You're number 4 in line. Okay, so now they know as soon as they add where they place in line. Okay. Okay, so that's the add command. Let's look at the queue command. Also, let me make sure I saved this. Did I save it? Yeah, okay, I saved it. All right. All right, so queue. Okay, queue is a little bit complicated. It's more complicated than it looks. And yeah, make sure you set your permissions, what you want this to be. Actually, I think you'd want this to be for everybody to use, so that when they use queue, they can see their space in line, or their with their spot in line. So yeah, keep this to just user for the permissions. You're at a file read and write action, and you're gonna choose read each line from file. Set this file path to q.txt, and for the special identifier name, you can just call it like current or current like queue or current user, something like that. I call it mine current because I was trying to keep it simple for the person I made it for. By the way, that's Gem Slays. I forgot to say their name. Gem Slays is the one I made it for. So go to the drop down here. You're gonna add a counter. Okay. The reason why we're adding a counter is because every time it reads a line, we want it to save in memory somehow where it is in line, and the counter is the way that we're doing that. How we're keeping track of where we are in the file, which line we're on. Okay. So initially, when you make this, this counter, you'll go to set and set it to 0. Press the play button, and that's going to make your counter. Also, make sure you put your name of the counter. I called mine killer count. We're saving a file. We're resetting on load whenever we start a new stream. If you do not want the queue to restart, then don't check this. So set it to that. Okay, I'm gonna put this back to update and 1. So every time it goes through this, it'll go to 1 or go up by 1. Okay, next we're adding a file read and write action. Let's click on the drop down here. File read and write. Add it. Okay, and we're doing read specific line from file this time, and we're supplying a $killer count. So the number that this count is on right now. And that'll give us that line number. And we're gonna grab we'll grab the username on that line. And then from the queue, we're gonna do the same thing, except for the queue_killer.txt file. So again, $killer count for the line number, and then some killer. Why does that? That doesn't seem right. Huh. Those are the same thing. They should not be the same thing. Okay, we're gonna change the name of this. We'll change this to killer user. We'll change this to killer role. Yeah, these should not be the same name, or else they will overwrite each other. Okay. And then for the conditional, so yeah, sorry, within this, you'll go to the drop down, go to conditional, add it, and for the conditional, we're checking if $current, so the current user in the queue is equal to $user display name, the user who is using the queue command, and within this conditional, we're adding a chat message. The chat message is $killer count, so that's the current queue. Well, the queue for that user rather. $display name wants to play as some killer. Now we're gonna change that to actually killer role. I changed the special identifier, so let's make that reflect killer role. Okay. Okay. And at the very bottom, after this whole file read and write action, we're adding another counter. So drop down, go to counter, add it, and we're setting killer count back to 0. So that if someone uses queue again, it'll start back at the top of the list. Okay, so that is the queue command. And the last command we'll look at is the turn command. Okay, it's not showing up for some reason. Let's go back over here. Okay, so first we're adding a file read and write action. We're removing a specific line from file from the queue.txt file, line number 1, and we'll call this turn user for the special identifier name. We're adding another file read and write action. We're doing the exact same thing, but we're doing it in the queue_killer.txt file. So line number 1, we'll call this turn role. And then for the chat message, it says at $turn user, it is your turn to play as $turn role. And that's how we communicate that it's their turn and what they're playing as. And yeah, those are the commands that you need to allow your chat to add themselves to the queue, to let them know where they are in the queue, and to let them know when it's their turn to get out of the queue and start playing. So yeah, I hope you find that useful. Please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like these, for more Mix It Up tutorials. If you'd like to talk with me about Mix It Up, Twitch, gaming, life in general, please follow me at twitch.tv/miniaturegold. All right, see ya.